Hi, I'm good. How are you?
Good, good. So if you're just joining us, Amanda McCarthy is just joining us live on Matt Connarton Unleashed. So I'm sorry that we don't get to see you in person this time around, but I understand these things don't always work out logistically. Before I forget, Easy G sends his love. He apparently has an appointment this afternoon, so he is not listening live. He will listen later, but he wanted me to transmit that message to you.
Yes, please tell Eric I love him too, and I'm very sad that I won't get to see him.
Yes, yes.
It would almost be like incomplete if I was in the studio and he wasn't there.
Yeah.
Although that's not why it was my car, but
Indeed, indeed. So now, are you on your way back to the area to do some shows, or what's going on exactly?
yes. So I am on my way back. I'm actually in Pennsylvania right now. I have shows starting tomorrow, pretty much all the way through the 14th, and I was supposed to be up by now, but they found something wrong with my car, so that set me back like a day. But
Yeah.
it's all good now.
Oh, good, good, good. Okay. And where are you going to be? So when you're up here, where are you going to be playing?
Tomorrow I'm going to be in Boston. I'm actually doing a really cool event with City Winery down near South Station. That's going to be a lot of fun. I'm going to be in Exeter this Friday at Sawbelly Brewing, along with next Wednesday. I'll be in Merrimack twice. I'll be at the Homestead on Monday the 8th and at Portofino's on Thursday the 11th. And some of the shows Tom will be joining me at as well. And my other New Hampshire show, I'm at on Sunday the 14th. I am at the Bar in Hudson, New Hampshire.
Excellent. Yeah. So you've got a full schedule while you're up here. That's great. You mentioned Tom. Refresh my memory. Are you still engaged, or have you already gotten married?
We are engaged. We're getting married in April. In
April. Okay. Because I remember the last time that you were here with Tom, it was I think you had just gotten engaged. So that's so he's going to be on some of the shows with you up here. That's great. Now,
yes.
we've been playing, and it was really kind of a cool surprise. You know, I saw it online, and I was like, because I think it came out fairly recently. I said, "Oh, what's this?" Amanda's got something new. The song "Sunset" is really good. As I told you on Messenger, I think you've got a potential hit single here. And it is a little bit different. Jenny had even commented on it the other day when she was here in the studio with me, how it is a little bit different than what we're used to hearing from you. But what can you tell us about this song? I just think it's so catchy, and I'm a bit of an audio production nerd, so I'm particularly curious about the production and what was different, because the production is excellent. And it just works on every level, and it comes in under 3.5 minutes, which is the perfect radio single. But what can you tell us about it, Amanda?
So first off, thank you. I am very glad you liked it, because it is so different. I was almost a little nervous about releasing it.
Really?
But as always, the production was done by Christian Beach, one of my best friends, and he's been producing my music for years. And we are just, anyone familiar with my music kind of knows I make and like different things, and both of us are just a huge believer in giving the song what it needs and not trying to fit it in a box. And we just knew that was a straight-up pop song, and I wanted it to sound like California because it was inspired by California. And we gave it just that little touch of Nashville with the dobro, but we really just wanted to let the song be what it was supposed to be. And the response has been very positive. So I was very excited and happy that I took that risk.
That's interesting to me that this is the same producer you've been working with all along. See, I just assumed when I listened to it that this was somebody new, because the production is so different from everything else that you've put out. But obviously, what's the producer's name again?
Christian Beach.
Christian Beach obviously is versatile in that way. So that's really cool. When you because it is so different than your other material, were you surprised at how it came out versus when you first wrote it? Did it? Was the finished product what you thought it was going to be when you first wrote the song?
So when I first wrote it, it was actually kind of even more pop and electronic, and that Nashville element wasn't there at all.
Mm-hmm.
Originally, the goal was like to pitch it to somebody else or get it picked up in a different kind of way. But when I decided to release it, we were like, all right, how can we let the song be what it's supposed to be, but also sound a bit more like Amanda? So we kind of found a happy medium. But the original demo was like, there was no acoustic guitar. It was like completely electronic pop, even more than it already is.
Oh, interesting. I'd be curious to hear that actually, but like I said, I'm kind of an audio production nerd. Do you
Yeah, I'll send you the original.
Oh, that would be cool. I'd love to hear it. Thank you. Yeah. Do you see yourself doing more songs like that going forward, or are you more comfortable in the kind of material you have been doing, excluding this new song, or do you even know, or are you just kind of feeling your way through it?
I'm just kind of feeling my way through it right now. I know the music I'm kind of working on right now is kind of like, it coincides with my next album, which has a very clear storyline theme. So it's not so much about genre, but more about like what each song lyrically plays in that story. So it'll kind of be like Road Trip, where there's like a little bit of different genres thrown in, but it tells like a cohesive story, if that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. So you're working on, in terms of working on the new album, are you still writing for it, or are you actually in production?
Most of it's in production. There is one song that still needs to be written, but for the most part, everything's already written, and now it's just kind of making it happen.
Yeah. Any kind of an ETA on that, or is probably too soon to know, huh?
In a perfect world, it'll come out before the wedding, but only a psychopath like me would try to plan a wedding and make a record at the same time. So it might be a few months after, but we'll see.
It is a lot to take on at once. Yeah. And you're still living in Nashville?
Yes.
And how are things there? I mean, are you I know that when you first got there, I'm sure it was pretty exciting, but now that you've been there for a little while, does it still have the same luster, or what's it like having been there for a while now?
It still holds that excitement for me. I mean,
Good.
There's certain things that, like Broadway, when you first get there is like a huge, exciting thing. And like once you start living there, it's like kind of overwhelming and you don't want to deal with drunk people all the time. But at the same time, though, whenever I'm down there and I'm working down there, like I just like try to take a moment to look around and just like have gratitude. Like, I live here. I do this. At one point, this was like some crazy dream, and I mean, I'm not famous or anything, but I'm here doing it. So I try to hold the gratitude and try to remember it the way I did before I moved there.
Yeah, that's excellent. By the way, did you happen to, I didn't hear him mention it, but did you happen to run into DJ Reckless, our friend Christian Lacoste, better known as DJ Reckless? He did a big show in Nashville with a tour that he was on he was just there a few days ago.
No, I had absolutely no idea.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I wish I'd thought of it. I would have messaged you and said, hey, keep an eye out for him. Yeah, he was just there a few days ago. He had a great time. He's going to be calling in a few minutes as well. He's been on a tour going pretty much all over the country for the past few weeks. It's been really, really a great experience for him. And I think he's got a couple more shows to do before he comes home. But when you mentioned that, or when we started talking about Nashville, it reminded me, that's right, he was just in Nashville. And then, so speaking of touring, so do you have any, obviously, you play shows down there, you come up here and you play some shows because you've got quite a few shows, actually, it sounds like you have coming up here because you've got your roots here. Do you have anything planned as far as like a tour nationally, or are you still kind of just sticking to doing things regionally at the moment?
I've been branching out regionally down south. I play, I try to at least play like bi-monthly. Like I'll go to Georgia, North Carolina. I did a 3-day run in South Carolina. I go to Kentucky. And then I'm going out west this fall. It's more for vacation, for leisure, but we're also trying to book some shows out there as well. So we'll see what happens with that. But my adventure bug certainly hasn't died. So I try to incorporate that in whenever I can, whenever it makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny. It's never as easy or as, shall we say, glamorous as people might think. You know, Christian's been posting on Facebook about how, you know, obviously it's been such a fantastic experience for him to go out on tour, but it's also, it is very challenging, and Lord knows gas isn't cheap right now, which makes it even that much more challenging. But no, it sounds like you're doing great. In a moment when we wrap up, I'm gonna play Sunset again for anyone who hasn't heard it, and then we'll probably Christian will probably be hopping on the line afterward. But yeah, it sounds like you're doing great. So when is so I'm sorry, the Boston show, is that? Did you say that's tomorrow night?
Yes, tomorrow night. It's not at City Winery, but it's like produced by City Winery. They do a pop-up wine tent in Dewey Square.
Oh.
So I'm really excited about that. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah. And, you know, it's nice, too, and I'm sure we've talked about this before, but the music that you do, it kind of fits any kind of scenario or venue. You know, you've got a lot of flexibility there. Will Tom be playing at that show with you in Boston?
Yes, he will.
Excellent. Very good. Very good. Well, Amanda, I'm really glad. I mean, obviously, next time, you know, we'd love to have you in studio with us, but, you know, these things obviously don't always work out. So, but I'm glad that you were still able to call in and that you're going to be in the area. It sounds like you've got a lot of shows coming up, and that Boston show sounds great. And where should people go online to keep up with everything that you're doing?
People can find me pretty much anywhere online. You can go to amandamccarthy.com. I'm on Facebook, Instagram. Those are my main two social media sites. And, of course, I have music on Spotify, Apple, Amazon, pretty much anywhere you can find music. Absolutely.
All right. Well, Amanda, thank you so much, my friend. It is wonderful to hear from you, and I'm so glad that you're doing well. And I love the track. I'm going to play Sunset again when we wrap up. But be well, safe travels, and I'm sure we will talk to you soon.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you for letting me call in, and I will talk to you soon.
Anytime. All right, Amanda, thanks. Bye-bye.